Tony and Emmy Award-winning actor who grew up right here in Chicago. He has commanded the Broadway stage, the big screen, and the small screen with grace and a voice like no other. He is best known for his role in the classic movie The Princess Bride, playing a man on a mission of revenge.
My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
But did you know Mandy Patinkin started his career on Broadway in the original cast of Evita, playing the role of Che opposite Patti LuPone. His breakthrough film role was in Yentl, playing the love interest of Barbra Streisand. He also starred in TV roles, playing Jason Gideon in the first seasons of Criminal Minds. And he recently finished the final season of the critically acclaimed series Homeland, playing a CIA agent, Saul Berenson, opposite Claire Danes. But music has always been a passion. He is a master songman and is now touring in concert with his show, Diaries. Please welcome Mandy Patinkin.
Welcome home.
Thank you, thank you.
Ryan and I don't know if you got to see that backstage before you came out, but we were looking, I said, he's always had a beard, except for Criminal Minds.
Yeah, no, it comes and goes.
It does come and go, but I think it's your preference.
I don't have a preference, to be perfect. At this point, I'd like to see if I look a little younger without one. I'm ready to gain a couple of years, you know. So
obviously,
I should say lose a couple of years.
Right. You're a Chicagoan. Went to Kenwood. How proud?
First graduating class at Kenwood.
First graduating class. In fact, I think we have a picture.
Wow.
We're going to take a little stroll down memory lane here. Yeah, I think we got a picture of you. Here we go. We got a monitor here. There you go.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. When's the last time you seen that picture?
I don't think I could grow a beard then. You know, Kenwood High School is a place that gave me the greatest gift in the world, which was Lena McClin. Lena McClin was the chorus teacher, and I didn't love high school, but I got a D in everything except chorus. I got an A. And Lena, I'll never forget one day in chorus, she said, Mandy, sing something, and I sang, and I sang in my quiet voice, and I thought I was going to get in trouble for not, really kicking it out. And Lena said to me, I said, I'm sorry, Miss McClin, I'm sorry, I know that wasn't right. She said, child, anybody tells you not to use that voice, you tell them, come see Lena. Yes. And she gave me the courage at that moment to use my voice any way I chose, and I'll never forget it.
Wow.
One of those things that stays with you.
Yeah.
I read that you said that you really didn't have a plan. Like, to become an actor, you didn't really have a plan.
Buddy, I still don't have a plan.
Well, it worked out. Something worked out.
A matter of fact, right now, the fact that Homeland is ending, it's been an 8-year extraordinary journey. It's given me more gifts than I could have ever imagined. At 14 years old, I thought, I tried doing this thing in Chicago. I worked at the Young Men's Jewish Council Youth Center on the South Side. That's where I got born in terms of the theater. And I said, well, if this is what theater's like, I'm going to try it. I'm going to hang out. And it's, as they say, it went well. And now I've just finished Homeland. I'm finishing this concert tour. I got 9 more to go. After tomorrow's 9 more to go. And then February 16th, I finish. And I'm not taking anything. I'm leaving the slate clean. I'm reading things and stuff, but I really, if you hand me the best thing in the world right now and say, Mandy, it's 3 years from now, so you can rest, my mind will start ticking and I'll start breathing. And I want to be empty. I want to be lost. I want to, all the things, when you're 13 or 14 and you say, I'm going to do this, and it's something you love. Granted, I still love it. But what about all the things I didn't look at, all the things I didn't choose? So I'm wondering if I can bump into something new and what that'll be like in life. I may fail. I may get antsy. My kids call me the project man. I need to be busy, not just doing a job. Like if you call me up, say you got a leak in your basement, I'll fix it, or I'll find somebody that
Well,
can.
I got one.
I'm the guy, baby.
Yes. Get me off the hook over here, man.
Listen, my daughter always washes her hair in the tub and she clogs it up. The water backs up, and I don't know how to fix it. You come on over.
I'll be over. I'll take care of it.
Okay.
And so, so I'm curious, but like I say, I may I may give up and get antsy and just go back to work, but we'll see.
But that's interesting how you put that. You want to be empty. You want to be lost. No one's ever said that here, but I totally get what you mean because you've been so full your entire life.
I have, and it's been a blessed life. And, you know, like the first thing, Catherine, I'm not my wife, 40 years, Catherine, you know, and she's not named 40 years. She's called Catherine. Yeah. And
Does she travel with you?
I just call her 40 years when we wake up in the morning.
Hey, 40 years, give me some coffee.
She says, get up and get me the cup. And so, we're going to go see our kids. You know, they're wherever they are, living their lives. And I just, you know, I've kind of studied my friends who've sort of retired. Their lives are fuller than ever, doing pro bono work, doing wonderful things. And, you know, so I'm just curious. You know, who knows how much time you got left on this planet.
Yeah. You know, I told the story yesterday on the show, the first time I saw The Princess Bride. Yeah. I was a kid. I got to see it in class. I'll never forget it. It was so magical. Here we are 33 years later.
Oh, my God.
And it's still so beloved. Why do you think that is?
Well, you know, I'm not a writer. And years ago, I tried to write something, and it was all over the place. So I called Rob Reiner up, because my teacher taught me that when you're trying to tell a story, you sort of pull that arrow back and see if you can shoot it right through the core, the spine, photographically, emotionally. You know, what's that nerve center? Can you get it down to one word? And what are those trigger words in our lives that connect us? My favorite word is connect. So what is that? So I said, Rob, I said, I can't figure out. I said, I've written this thing about, you know, all kinds of stuff. I said, I can't figure out, you know, this one line, one word. I can't get it down to that. I said, like The Princess Bride, for God's sakes, all these stories, how would you put that in one word or one sentence? He didn't even let me finish the question. And he said, little boy gets sick, grandpa comes over, reads him a book, tells him the most important thing in life is true love. Wow. And when you look at that movie, the villains, the heroes, everybody is in search for their vision of true love.
Yes, we are.
And I think that's sort of the core of it.
Right, and obviously a star-studded cast. And the line, you must get it every day of your life. Are you okay with people yelling this at you at the airport?
I am.
Reluctantly.
You know, even when you bring it up, when you go and you do a job, whatever your job is, you know, you do your work, you do it like you go by, but you don't imagine that it's going to become something that'll sort of end up being like the Wizard of Oz of your generation and several generations. And so even when you ask me, there's a part of me that goes like, wow, he's talking to me. I'm one of the guys in that. I got to be in that thing. And how does that happen? I don't know.
Not just got to be in it. You got like the most famous line that said...
Actually, my favorite line is not the one that everyone quotes. My favorite line from the movie is a line that William Goldman wrote, who's one of our great screenwriters. And he wrote a line that I just love, and no one quotes it. You know, and I got to say it as a 30-year-old kid, and I didn't even know what I was saying. And Robin Wright jumps out of the window into Andre's arms, Andre the Giant's arms, and Man in Black and I are sitting there at the window, and he asked me if I want to be the Dread Pirate Roberts, if I want to inherit the mantle. And as this kid, I said to him something that I didn't understand till my early 60s, till my mid-50s. And the line is that William Goldman wrote, you know, I have been in the revenge business so long. Now that it's over, I do not know what to do with the rest of my life.
That's deep.
I love that line. And I wish many people, particularly world leaders, would embrace it. Thank you for the party. We're always glad we came. I'm the only one from the family tonight, but I know they'd say the same.
And that was a clip from Mandy Patinkin in concert, Diaries. He's going to be across the street at the Chicago Theater. You know, I always say God is fair, but with you, he kind of wasn't. You got to sing, you get to act, you got a Tony, you got an Emmy. Tell us about this show, because I know fans are really enjoying it.
Well, I just love doing it. I love singing more than anything in the world.
More than acting, more than being on stage?
Oh, God, much more than acting, more than being on stage. It's, I just think, you know, singing... well, even playing Inigo, there's something about it when I have an accent. I'm freer because I'm hiding a little bit, and we're not. We speak to each other on a pitch, but we're not singing to each other. And I think singing is a similar freedom because I'm singing. I'm just a little protected from Normalville, and I'm freer to just express my heart and my soul. And, you know, Shakespeare said, if music be the food of love, play on. Right. I think it's the universal language for a reason. You don't need the words, although I am lyric driven, meaning it's the stories that I connect to that I love to sing. And I was singing and doing concerts the first 3 years of Homeland and running around, and then my duties in Homeland got to be a lot heavier and time-consuming, and then my piano player of 30 years retired, so I said, okay, maybe it's a sign, maybe it's over. Then I just missed it, and I felt empty. So my producer, Bob Hurwitz, called me up, said, I want you to meet this young guy named Thomas Bartlett. We go in the studio, he sends me 300 songs on Christmas Eve, 2017. On all kinds of forms on my phone. I figure out how to download them and upload them and inload them. And I listen to all 300, and I choose 26 or 28 of them. And we hit the recording studio right after Christmas, and I said, let's just make a diary. Every day a journal, how we're feeling, what songs we chose that day, what spoke to us. Let's hit the button. When we have, you know, 10 or 11, we'll put it out as a page in the diary. So we put out 3 diaries in 2018, January, April, May, and December. Then Bob Hurwitz, my producer at the record company, said, let's put out a proper CD, because those were just digital in the air, you know. And he made this new CD with, I think, 10 or 11 cuts from the diaries called Children and Art, which is one of the songs in the diaries, and the diary collection, and one of the songs I do in the concert by Stephen Sondheim. And one of the rare ones that is actually a Broadway show tune, because the unique thing about working with Thomas is he didn't know any Broadway show tunes. He mainly knew singer-songwriters, and guys like Lyle Lovett and Tom Waits and Rufus Wainwright and Chocolate Genius and Teicher from the Faroe Islands. So really eclectic songs and names and ideas and stories. It just hit me in the gut. And so that's what we're doing. We put it together. It sort of worked. And I said, go ahead and book it, so that when Homeland was over at early October, I wasn't kind of in shock. And I had a bit of a transition, and I'm in my transition. So after, 2 days after Valentine's Day, it's over, and then I'm facing the real world.
No, I have a funny feeling that it's not going to be over at this, because you said this is your love.